Let me ask you, have you ever dreamed of driving through breathtaking landscapes and exploring a historic gold rush town? If so, this video takes you on such a journey. But first, welcome to the channel and another Alaska travel video. In this episode, we take you with us on a scenic drive from Haines Junction in the Yukon to Skagway, Alaska. This drive is showcasing the stunning landscapes and some points of interest along the way. Perhaps you're thinking about or are planning already a road trip through the Yukon and Alaska. Then this Alaska video series provides you with a glimpse into the natural beauty and historical significance of the region and provides you with some ideas what you may want to check out yourself. On the other hand, you may not have the opportunity to visit this area, so we are bringing this area to you. As we are on the way to Skagway, Alaska from the Haines Junction in the Yukon, I show you a little map to your right and provide you with an overview of today's drive and approximate distance. Here we have the map. Haines Junction to Skagway is 341 kilometers or 214 miles. It will take you approximately 4.5 hours. Of course, that highly depends how many stops you make in between. Now, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to interact with me in the comment section of this video. We have a roadside pull-out here. We pull to the side, and what really caught our eye is this marvelous green emerald looking lake. If you look a bit closer, like here, you see it's like a shining mirror. The trees reflect, has a nice green color. It was absolutely stunning. Beautiful, isn't it?
Well, it's another gorgeous morning. I just noticed the clouds are moving in record speed up there as they come over the mountains. We are, about half an hour, 45 minutes outside Whitehorse, that's in Yukon, and we are heading down towards Skagway, that's back in the USA, in Alaska again. And we just seen this gorgeous emerald colored lake here and decided to do a quick stop before we mosey on further.
We are back on the road again on our way to Skagway. Now, in order to get to Skagway, we need to go over the White Pass, which is a mountain pass through the coastal mountains connecting Skagway, Alaska with Whitehorse in the Yukon. This route, by the way, became famous during the Klondike Gold Rush. That was from 1897 to 1899 and was one of the two main routes to the gold fields. We also have a border crossing coming up again from Canada back into the US. But here we pulled out into a tourist attraction area, but there is not much going on anymore at this time of year, which is in the middle of September.
These are just false fronts.
They are. Not even buildings behind, no.
No. Just to... Alright, let's go on to the store that is on the sign. Hopefully that's...
Which store?
It should be still 3-4 kilometers up. It's cute, but getting close, I guess you can get wagon rides and stuff in the season.
Yeah, I think they also have like dock things just like we did in Seward. With gold panning.
Cute cabins.
We are pulling into the town of Carcross here to see if on the way back I want to check it out a bit more, and the short answer is yes. There are a few things I want to have a closer look at and show you, but more about this town in the next Alaska series video, number 17 that is, as today we want to travel all the way down to Skagway. Here we make a quick stop just outside town, overlooking the valley and the lake with the islands in it. It was, as you see, a little cloudy and a little bit rain on and off, but it was still, regardless, a pretty stunning view and scenery. And there's a little bit of information and history about the area. You can make a stop and read up on it if that's something that interests you. And we are on the road again, heading further into the coastal mountains and towards Skagways. On the left here is remnants from potentially mining days or something, but there is no pull-out or anything, safe place to stop and check it out further, so that's about all there is to this. Now while we travel the White Pass here, there was also a railway here that was built between 1898 and 1900. The railway significantly, of course, improved access to the Yukon and became a vital transportation link. Now, after the gold rush, the railway continued to operate, transporting passengers and freight, including materials for the Alaska Highway during World War II constructions. Nowadays, the White Pass Yukon Route Railway is a popular tourist attraction, offering a scenic rail journey. Now you see on the landscape here, the trees are getting smaller and smaller as we slowly get higher. There is some fresh snow ahead on top of that mountain peak there as well, but we don't quite go that high up. But as I said, it's getting later and later in the season. Now we are just about or are at the top of White Pass with an elevation of 2,885 feet, or if you're a metric person, that's about 879 meters. Now it feels and looks much higher than that, but I guess since this is very far north, that makes a bit of a difference. But in any case, looking at the road and the posts or the poles you see left and right, kind of right side here with the sign, that's kind of an indication for the winter months, how much snow they get, and they're also there to mark the road to make it easier, I think, probably for the snow removal crews to know exactly where the highway is. Now, I was saying before, it looks pretty rough up here, if I can say it that way. It's probably a pretty windy place as well. The trees are very small. As we go further down, they get taller and taller again. And it was a bit surprising because the feeling and from the looks, I thought we would have been much, much higher than what I mentioned just before. Now to our right here, we have a truck runaway lane. If you're from a country and not familiar with that, that is if you have a semi-truck, however you refer to, lorry, and you have brake failure, you can head up this ramp. It's filled with gravel and is supposed to slow down the truck safely and bring it to a stop. But let's hope it never comes to something like that. And that's also why sometimes you may see on top of hills brake check for the lorries, trucks, semis, however you refer to make sure they don't end up in a situation like that. On the left here we have a pull-out. Looks a little bit of a tourist attraction. Not 100% sure why. I suspect it's maybe an older bridge, which is not old. Yeah, here it is. It looks like the road perhaps went over that bridge at one point in time. Wasn't too fascinating for me, but each to their own, I guess. For me, it was way more fascinating seeing the clouds coming up from the ocean into the mountain pass here, slowly climbing these mountains and raining themselves out. And we approach the border crossing back from Canada into the US, waiting here for the light to turn green. Wasn't sure if I was forward enough, so I just rolled a little bit more forward to perhaps trigger the light. I'm not sure if that's how it works. But anyways, here it turns green. We'll see you on the other side. We made it to Skagway, and that was a sign here for one of their campgrounds. It is a rainy day, and you may be able to hear in the background the rain coming down, but despite the rain, we are going to take you on a short walking tour and check out some of the town's highlights. Now, some history about Skagway. It was established as a gateway to the Yukon and Klondike goldfields in the 1890s. The town boomed during the gold rush, attracting thousands of prospectors, but eventually declined again as the gold rush waned. Here you see some of these old buildings of the main street, and here is the Red Onion Saloon. Keep that in mind. I'll bring this up one more time near the end of the video. These days, Skagway thrives as a popular tourist destination, with several cruise ships docking per week during the summer season. The town preserved its gold rush history, and during that time of the gold rush it had around 12,000 residents. Nowadays there are about 920 permanent residents, but that number more than doubles during the summer months. While in town, you can also book a train ride up and down the White Pass, and I do believe a guide will be sharing some local history as well during the train ride. We chose not to take that ride, as with the low-hanging clouds the view would not be that great, so we instead walked around town and checked out some of the highlights. Besides that, you get some of the views if you drive by car over the White Pass as well. Now if you come in with a cruise ship, of course that's a different story, and you have enough time, something you may want to take. Check out, I'm not sure if you've seen it, the mural in the corner of the house is there. Quite stunning. Here is an old steam locomotive that obviously at one point made it up and down the White Pass, probably I don't know how many years ago, but I would say at least 80-90 years ago. We also stopped for a quick snack in town, but by golly, I just can't remember the place right now where that was. But after that the rain slowed down a little bit and we did a bit further exploring. Like here it's some old equipment for snow removal as well there. And down this way we are going to walk shortly and check out the harbor. A quick hello from a fellow here. And we look as we turn a bit more here up the main street through Skagway. Now we turned around the other way, going to the harbor. Here we have a helicopter coming our way as well. But you will see the cruise ship. There's only one here right now, but you see the amount of people they can bring in if there's a couple of them, so the town can get extremely busy during that time period. While we look at these cruise ships, you may remember I said remember Red Onion Saloon, and a town such as Skagway, of course, couldn't be without some ghost stories. With all the history and the old buildings, word has it, every old building in Skagway has a ghost. For example, the Red Onion Saloon has apparently something like 4 different ghosts. However, there is apparently no ghost more widely known in town than Mary at the Golden Hotel. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please tune in again next week to see what adventures I have for you. In the meantime, be well and stay safe.